Leore in Hendon, but hopefully you're on a better line now.
I hope so too. Hi, Daniel. Sorry about that.
How can I help you?
So I recently purchased an electric vehicle from a dealership, and when I was sold it, I was sold it under the impression that it had 80 miles on the range, which isn't a lot as it starts with.
What is this? A scooter? A car?
It's a tiny little car. It's a Renault Zoe. And so with the cooling off period, I realised that obviously because I bought from a dealership, it doesn't count. But I feel I was misadvised because I was never told that the range could vary so greatly from as low as 50. And that just isn't fit for my needs. So I was wondering what recourse I had.
How much did you pay for the car?
$4,995.
Right, so I'm guessing it's a second-hand car.
Yes, that's correct.
How many years old?
It's a 64 plate, so about 10 years.
What, had the battery just been refurbed or replaced?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So when you say you were told that the car has a maximum capacity of 80 miles on a full charge, is that based on a brand spanking new battery or on a 10-year-old battery?
That's on a 10-year-old battery, yeah.
Okay, so you must have known that's an approximation.
Well, I kind of assumed it was, but I didn't realise it would be as low as 50, and 50. I was never advised that.
How many times what's the maximum you've got out of the battery?
Right now, on 100% charge, I get 62 miles, so it's not even the 80 that I was told it was.
Okay, and when you're driving it, are you driving in urban conditions,
yes.
stop-start conditions?
Yes.
Because normally maximum ranges with cars are based on essentially ideal driving conditions, which is cruising on a motorway at about 55 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Even that, I've noticed, really does kill the battery as well, though, so I struggle to do that.
Okay. Look, if you were told that you will regularly get 60 miles out of this car, 80 miles, and you're only getting 50 to 62, then that sounds like a misrepresentation. Mm-hmm. How long ago did you buy the car?
It's been over 2 weeks now, but I raised this before the 2-week cooling off period. It's been about 3 weeks now, I believe.
You've mentioned a cooling off period twice.
Sorry.
Did you buy it over the internet?
No, and I realised that because of that there isn't a cooling off period, but I read that, maybe you could advise me on this, I read that if you were misadvised or the car's not fit for purpose, you do still have recourse there?
Yeah, absolutely. The car's perfectly fit for purpose. The claim here is that it doesn't match its description.
Yeah.
It was described
she was
described she was capable of 80 miles an hour, or around 80 miles on a full charge, and it has completely failed to do anything like that.
That's correct.
Yeah. But look, I think if it's only hitting, 3/5, 3/4 of what they told you, that's not corresponding with its description. If it was hitting 70, 75, I'd say that's just rough and tumble. But if it's 50 to 60, I think that's sufficiently short of what you were told that you'd have a claim there. So you're entitled to reject the car, which means you say to them, I reject this car. Don't say, I'm not happy with the car. I reject this car. You use those words.
Right.
3 weeks on, you're still perfectly within time to do that.
Okay.
Explain exactly why in the letter or the email why you're doing it. Do you have it in writing from them that they told you 80 miles?
I don't. I don't. That's where this all started, because it was their word against mine, essentially.
Okay, I've just had a interesting text in from. Actually, they've only given a surname, so I won't say it. And it says this: as far as I'm aware, with the manufacturer you mentioned and their electric cars, you don't own the batteries.
Oh, no, with this one I actually do. You can buy them outright, and the people did, yeah.
Okay, because what this person's saying is they're essentially leases and they get replaced free of charge. But that's not the case with yours.
Unfortunately, not in my case.
Yeah, okay. Do you have your aircon or your heating on?
I try not to, because obviously it takes more battery away.
That affects the battery power as well, yep. Neil, thanks. Lots of people are texting in with suggestions here. Abdul has said that there's a lot of fluctuation. In the summer you'd get that 80 miles, but now you can't.
Right.
Well, if it was sold to you in the winter, then you'd expect it to do 80 miles in the winter, because that's what you were told.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So as I said, you need to write to them and email them, say you reject the car because you were told it would do 80 miles. Typically it's doing 50. The best you've got it to do is 62, and you're in breach of contract. This is what you say to the dealer. You're in breach of contract because the car does not match the description which you gave, and it's not of satisfactory quality. They're the two phrases to use. Now, the dealer's never going to give you your money back without you suing, but I imagine, Leore, and I don't know if this would be satisfactory, I imagine you'll be able to negotiate some money because the car's worth less than what you paid for. What you paid for it, and you'll probably be able to negotiate some money back from them. But if that's not what you're after, if you need that mileage, then in theory you're entitled to return the car and get your money back. But it might require a small claims case to do it, because motor dealers are not very good at complying with their legal obligations when it comes to these things.